Okay, so I don't need any more cobblestone just yet. Take that back. I will need cobblestone. Thanks. Put you here. We'll smelt the gold helmets, get nuggets. Okay. Alright, alright. Wait, what's this? Why are you separate? Not the one who's so far away. Wanna be with a snake by enter my veins. Never do I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. Oops, wrong one. A little lower. Wish I had more glowstone dust. 5 moss, 4 moss. All right, just a couple more, and we'll start this cobblestone smelting. It's raining and nighttime. Monsters nearby. What? I'm afraid. Where are the monsters? That was weird. I might need more cracked stone. I don't know. Oops. One. Yes. Short by one. Short by one. Can I cheat? I think I can cheat. Nobody saw nothing. Right? Nobody saw nothing. And it comes down. Nobody saw nothing. Again, nobody saw nothing. They've made like the perfect breeding ground for water creatures underneath here. It's gonna need a lot more dirt. Ton more dirt. Yeah, it says on your receipt. It should.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Getting into this place requires a PIN number. It's a high secure facility. Are there any dirt? A little bit above me. Any dirt? Here's some dirt.
Is it that shower I use?
Guy's having trouble getting into his shower. Yes, it matters. Hello, pretty. More dirt. Oh, do it a slightly slower way. Probably a third slower, maybe. Doing it by hand. I think. It's insane speed as if you have like a diamond shovel with a efficiency like 3 on it. Then it just like things just disappear in front of you. This guy's having real trouble getting into a shower. Like security came up with the key badge to let him in. Hello, pretty. So I've studied the Bible quite a bit. I'm nowhere near a scholar or a priest or a minister or anything like that. But I've listened to the Bible quite a bit, and I've never been able to tell people, like, some people, they just know the numbers. But I've never been able to remember passages by numbers. Just, like John 3:16 is a famous one, I know, but unless I mean, even now, like, I should know that, right? I mean, I'm sure everybody does know it, but I've just never been. My memory has just not been like that. I remember things that are important, like promises that I've made to people. Trying to help people. That's the way in. This is the way out. Left out, right in. But numbers, like, if somebody says the name, or somebody starts spouting off what passage John 3:16 is, I'll be like, oh yeah, I know that one. But I've never been one to remember passages by numbers. I'm just grateful that, my Word of Promise app has a search feature. Interesting fact, John 3:16 has when the Bible was written in pieces, they were letters. The numbers weren't put in the book until later, and it was just to be able to find passages. It was a guide to find areas. But so I mean, I know the Bible, and often I'll think of passages that fit. And one of the things that is important to remember is I don't know if you guys know Peter, or not Peter, Paul. His name was Saul, and then Jesus changed his name to Paul. You'll be known as Paul, but anyway. Paul, pretty sure it was Paul, he talked about testing the spirit. He talked about, like, not all spirits are from God. Not everybody you listen to, or every piece of advice you get, or even every voice in your head, every thing that says, hey, this is a good idea. Not all of them are from God. Some of them are from spirits that want to do you harm. Like that old saying, like, you've got an angel on one shoulder and a demon on the other shoulder. That is so true. It is so true. That is exactly what happens. So it's important to really be slow to speak and quick to listen. Because it's not really our decision or our job to. It's not really our job to judge people. To say, this person, you're bad. Because a person is misguided and confused. Even if they don't think they are, they are. So, if they're doing something bad, it's okay to hate the action, but not the person. Because a person can learn from their mistakes. The actions that they do, no matter what it is, they're misguided. Every soul, every life is precious. Even the life, as hard as it may sound, even the life that takes another life, their life is precious. They are misguided people. Some can be saved, some cannot. And it's It's not helpful to judge them. It's not helpful for you to judge the person as bad. I'm gonna need so much more dirt. The action you can hate, but the person, we all have until the day we die to change, to become a better person. So we all take our, I try to be good. I'm far from good. There's only one that's really good, and that's God in heaven. And saying he isn't good is the worst possible thing that you can do for yourself. We as humans may not understand, but trust me, he is good, and he does what is best. Okay. But if anybody watching this video, if any of you guys are curious, go find a church near you, near where you are. And after the sermon or whatever, go pigeonhole the reverend. Go and like get his attention and say, hey, I want to talk to you about who Jesus is. I want to talk to you about, being one of the saved. And saved, means you give your life over to Jesus. You understand this isn't like, you'll only change for the better. That's it. Because when you start to study who Jesus is, you'll just be like, wow, this is really, I've been angry my whole life. I've been struggling with, these issues, and he's made it so clear, and he'll help you absolutely become a better person. And if you think, there's some people that think I don't need help. there's a story of my stepdad, my second stepdad. My first stepdad was abusive. He took every opportunity to belittle me, and when no one was around, he did things that I just, for the longest time, I was ashamed of myself. But my second stepdad, he was a good man. He was a deacon of a church. I'm not going to say which church because it really doesn't matter what church. It really doesn't. And I can explain that, why it doesn't matter. What matters is your heart and the condition of it. But my stepdad, he started out as just an atheist. Hardcore atheist. Very, very smart. Very, very, very smart. His life was perfect. He had everything. He had money. He had just a trophy wife. Beautiful wife. Beautiful children. And his best friend that he grew up with in high school and college became a Christian. And that offended my stepdad. Absolutely offended him. Because my stepdad knew that all this was hogwash. It was just the way of society controlling, powerful members of society controlling society. That's what, he knew that. That's what, that was what was on his mind. So he started reading the Bible. My stepdad. He started reading the Bible, and he would find a flaw in the Bible. Or he didn't find a flaw, but he pointed out a flaw that he thought was a flaw. Then his friend would, newly Christian, didn't really have the answers, but he took it and he brought it to his minister, his priest, and got him to explain it. And then he came back to my stepdad with the answer. So then my stepdad would keep reading, he would find another thing to try to prove his friend wrong.
Right.
And it went back and forth like this for a long time. I don't know exactly how long, but a long time. It got to the point where my stepdad, he was like, okay, I am going to learn how to read the original text. So maybe there's some, you can find something in there. Like obviously, maybe there's a translation. Maybe they fixed the Bible, and in translations. Maybe they discovered the issues in the original. So he learned how to read the original language, and he started reading the Bible in the original language. Now somewhere in there, he fell in love with Jesus, in what Jesus was in Jesus's message. He fell in love with it, and his friend baptized him in the name of the Father, and Son, and the Holy Spirit. And he became a Christian that day. Learned the Bible, studied the Bible, became very devout every day. And because of this, he became a good man. He was greedy, did everything for his children, screwed over people along the way, But when he became a Christian, became a better man, he felt better about himself, felt better about the world. And he was transformed into something that was good. So guys, you may think, I don't need anything in my life, I'm perfect. But if you really want to know how you can be better, take a look at Jesus. Or if you don't have time to read the Bible, start going to church and talking to the pastor. Jesus is such a historical figure. So much has been a lot of people talk about, well, wars have been fought over Jesus. What kind of good person is that? Okay, so wars have been fought over Jesus by misguided people. There is no in the Bible, there's no justification in the Bible. It's about love. And people mistake the message often. Some people become judgmental, which is in the Bible is something that we're not supposed to do at all. We're not supposed to judge people. Some churches believe they are the only church, and if you're not doing it this way, then you're doing it wrong. Then you're not safe. But that is addressed in the Bible as well. There were people that were prophesying and healing in Jesus' name at the time the disciples were with Jesus. And the disciples, they went up to Jesus and they're like, hey, these people, we don't know them, but they're doing all these things in your name. Jesus' response was, he who is not against us is for us. Leave them be. But I would absolutely love to hear anyone that listens to this video. Hey, I went to church. I took your advice. I went and checked out Jesus, and I guarantee you, your life will change. If you don't know Jesus and you start to learn about him, start to listen to him and do the things that he talks about. Start changing yourself. guarantee your life will change for the better. There are spirits out there that absolutely do not want you to be to learn about Jesus. Absolutely. We're getting there. And those spirits will stop at nothing, but if in your heart you choose, this is something that you want to investigate, the angels in heaven will guard your path. Not to say you won't be tempted. I'm tempted every day. But there are things in my life that I really don't share about that give me unique perspective on the angels and Jesus and how powerful they really are if you let them in. But it's at the end of the day, it's your decision. God does not want people that don't want Him. He wants you to want Him. And when you step into that category of wanting to know God, you have His attention. Trust me. You have His attention. And there is nothing more powerful, more sacred than for a soul to get to know the Creator. Nothing. I'm actually getting excited about this build. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see when it starts unfolding how much it's going to look like what's in my head. But yeah. Do I have enough, you think? 26 plus 64? I don't know. There are a lot of people, they're worried, like, well, I like my life. I like being this way. I like doing these things.